It was mid-December, and it was snowing hard. We live close to the Pocono Mountains and are used to getting tons of snow. I was leaving work early that day. I completed all my projects earlier that morning, and my boss let me leave early to beat the snow. I was driving down the freeway when I noticed a car pulled over on the shoulder. The car hood was up, and a man was underneath it. It was 1 week till Christmas, and I was in a jolly spirit. I decided to pull over and see if I could help the man before it started snowing very hard. I pulled over to the shoulder and got out of my car. The man who was having car trouble was extremely grateful that I stopped and helped him. He said that he'd been stuck out here for over an hour, then people just kept driving by. I told him that I'm happy to help him with whatever I could. The man explained that his battery died and that he would need a jump. I took out my jumper cables and went to work. As we were waiting for the battery to start up, I noticed in the back seat of the man's car a huge pile of something. Blankets were thrown over the massive pile in the back, and if I was correct, there were damp spots in the blanket, as if something were seeping into it. I had no reason to feel any negativity from this situation, but alarm bells started going off inside my head. I looked at the man again. He was a short, middle-aged man, balding at the top, and he wore a pair of thick glasses. If we had to fight, I know that I could destroy him, so I'm not sure where this negative feeling was coming from. When the man's battery finally started, he shook my hand hard and thanked me over and over again. He even tipped me $100. I tried to tell him no, but he insisted that I keep the money. He said that I have no idea how much I've helped him out. I told him no problem, got back into my car, and went on my way. But that strange feeling in my stomach never left me. Later on that night, I was at home watching the football game, having a few beers. It was halftime, so I began scrolling through some of the other channels. I stopped on the news to see if the snow was going to continue into tomorrow, but as I switched to the channel, the news anchor was explaining a breaking story. According to the anchor, a local man in the area was arrested for trying to bury over 7 bodies in a nearby patch of woods. There was an on-scene cameraman at the location. They had apprehended the suspect at the scene of the crime. My jaw dropped. The man who was sitting in the back of the police car was the guy that I helped earlier that day. The camera panned over to 7 bodies, all covered with white sheets. The news anchor reported that these bodies were in the back seat of the man's car. He was driving them to a ditch to bury them. A massive wave of nausea hit me. I had helped a man who was burying dead bodies, and he even paid me. My body felt numb, and what freaked me out the most was what I saw in the back of his car were indeed dead bodies. Dead bodies that he was trying to dispose of. It's crazy to think how he seemed like an ordinary, normal man, but was capable of such monstrosities. It was a Friday night, and there was a blizzard outside. My wife and I were downstairs in our living room watching Christmas movies. It was a cozy weekend night. Around 11:30, our 3-year-old daughter Ava was upstairs and fast asleep. We kept the baby monitor next to the couch, just in case, but Ava was usually a sound sleeper. About halfway through the movie, my wife and I heard Ava start to talk into the baby monitor. She sounded like she was speaking gibberish. This was normal. Ava talked in her sleep often and always said random phrases. But this time, it was different. The way she spoke, it sounded as if she was having a conversation, as if she was speaking to someone one-on-one. This was a bit strange, I'm not going to lie. My wife and I were about to shrug this off as sleep talking when we heard a male's voice. It was clear, distinct, and low, almost like a growl. We heard the voice say, "Come with me." My wife and I shot off the couch and sprinted to Ava's bedroom. We burst into her room. Ava was there alone, sitting at the edge of her bed. It was chilly inside. Her bedroom window was wide open. Ava was smiling and pointing at the window. She said that Santa was here and he was going to take her to the North Pole. My wife grabbed my daughter and held her, sobbing. I called the police and we made a report. My soul has been tormented since this happened, knowing I was moments away from losing my only daughter to a stranger dressed as Santa Claus. This has been an eye-opening moment in my life. Ava will never be allowed out of our sights, ever again. I was a senior in high school on Christmas break. It was a Saturday night, and it was snowing heavily outside. 31 days of Christmas was on, and I did not plan on sleeping at all that night. It was about 1 in the morning. I was just starting to watch A Christmas Story when our family dog, Simba, started pleading at the door to go outside. I sighed. I was cozy on the couch and did not want to go outside into the cold. Simba kept scratching at the back door until I finally gave in. I paused my movie, grabbed my winter jacket, put on my boots, and put on Simba's leash. I opened the back door. It was freezing outside. It felt like I was inside of a snow globe. What was annoying was Simba would not go to the bathroom unless we walked him all the way to the back of our backyard. There was about 3 feet of snow on the ground, and I was not happy about this. After about 10 minutes of waiting for Simba to go, he finally did his business, and we thankfully made our way back inside. I shut the door behind me, but immediately noticed something was strange. There were giant wet footprints in my kitchen, leading all the way into my dad's office. It was past 1 a.m. in the morning. I know my dad would not be up at this hour. Plus, what about the footprints? I called out hello. I heard a noise come from inside my dad's office. I was terrified at this point. Did someone come inside while I was walking Simba? I moved closer to the office, listening closely. I heard movement. Someone was definitely inside my dad's office, and it was not my dad. I took a deep breath and pushed open the office door. It was pitch black inside there. I did not see anything. I moved my hand around trying to find the light switch and then flicked it on. I screamed bloody murder. There, in the corner, was a man dressed in all black. Black ski mask, black gloves, black everything. He had something in his arms and then proceeded to jump clean out of the office window. Seconds later, my mom and dad came sprinting down and found me standing in the office alone and petrified. We called the police and made a report. The intruder was only able to steal one of my dad's laptops. But what was worse is the mental damage that it's done to me. Having an unknown person invade your private space like that does something unsettling to your mind. Be careful this holiday season. I know it's full of joy and happiness, but at the same time, it can be filled with darkness and evil. Stay safe out there.